This is Super Mayhem, and this is the best Super Mayhem team. This team is called a Brute One-Shot team. However, you may be surprised that I'm using Black Pearl instead of Moonlight. Typically, in the normal Kingdom arena, Moonlight is always a better choice. However, for Super Mayhem, the meta is a lot different. Oh yeah, I spent the last 3 hours team building with someone named Dreakt.
Hi.
So that means my knowledge of Super Mayhem is pretty deep now. Anyways, it's time to fight a bunch of people in Mayhem, and at the same time, I'm gonna explain to you how to build the team. Space Donut is using 1 chocolate and 4 raspberry. You can also replace the raspberries with any other type of topping. For Schwartzwalder, I'm using 5 raspberry for maximum damage. For Captain Caviar is also 5 raspberry. Now it's important to note that I'm using the whistle right here. You want either Squid Ink or Black Pearl to have less attack than Captain Caviar, so he takes the whistle buff. If you want Squid Ink to take the whistle buff, use 5 raspberry. However, if you want Black Pearl to take the whistle buff instead, give Squid Ink some crit toppings. For Black Pearl, it's pretty much the same thing. Use raspberry toppings if you want her to take the whistle buff, and use crit toppings if you want Squid Ink to have the whistle buff. It's also very important to note that the insignia is meta. You basically want to use it on every single team. Now it's time for some tips and tricks. First of all, the reason why we're using Black Pearl instead of Moonlight is so we can use Moonlight in another team. This allows us to put Moonlight in either a standard Pitaya team or a speed team. I'll make a video about these 2 types of teams some other day. It's also important to note that you can replace Black Pearl with Moonlight in the one-shot team. You can also replace the insignia with a scroll if you prefer that more. Also, I can guarantee that you will lose while using this team if you fight opponents with 5-star Ascendant cookies. This is because Super Mayhem is paid to win and promotions matter a lot. Although the Brute one-shot team is really strong, it will not help you beat maxed out opponents. So that's why I'm gonna showcase Dreakt's maxed out team. While I do that, I'm gonna tell you what exactly the Brute one-shot team is good against, and also what is bad against. So you want to use a Brute one-shot team against teams that are really squishy. It's also good against Madeleine teams that do not have werewolf in it. It's usable against teams with Pitaya, Stardust, or Moonlight in it. However, it can be risky if Pitaya survives. You can use the Brute one-shot team against other one-shot teams. It's also really good against strange off-meta teams. However, you should never use it against teams that have both Madeleine and werewolf in it. Never use it against really tanky teams like this one because it has 4 tanks in it. And don't use it against really tanky standard teams like this one. You know what I just realized? I said the word team way too many times in this video. Dang it. Overall, this is the best team because it's super reliable and pretty much everybody inside Super Mayhem is using it right now. Also, I highly recommend using it because you're gonna need 3 teams for Super Mayhem anyways. So if you want to see more videos about meta teams in Super Mayhem, you should subscribe. Cause I'm poor. Yeah, anyways, I might make a video about the speed team for Super Mayhem, so yeah. Alright, see ya.